Time now for both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
It takes a mighty fire to create a great people. It takes a mighty fire to smelt true steel. To create and temper steel needs patience and endurance. But oh, what steel and what people are my people. The mold is not yet made, perhaps, that can unite and make my people one. But more important than the mold is the temper of the steel, the spirit of my people. There's a vitality, a quality of living that knows no equal. It is difficult steel to smelt. They are crude and simple, dark and deep. But oh, what a steel and what a people are my people. And when that steel is smelted, and when that steel is tempered, and when that steel is cast, oh, what a people shall my people be.
I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong. Why they trying to keep me down? Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come, yeah. I've been trying a long time, but I can't make it. No one to give me an helping hand. They only trying to keep me down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Oh, my people can't see. They try to take advantage of me. Better must come. Better must come, yeah. Better must come one day. Better must come. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong. better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come one day. Better must come. Oh, better must come one day. Better must come. I better must come. Better must come. Better must go. Yeah.
2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 27th day of the 7th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 27th day of the 2nd month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the regional weather report, there's a tropical wave across the Western Caribbean and another tropical wave approaching the South Central Caribbean. Closer to home, the trough across Jamaica is expected to remain over the island for the next few days. The rest of this afternoon will be cloudy with occasional showers and isolated thunderstorms across most parishes. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. It's Cross-Atlantic Communication Day in the USA, Lupan Day in Hong Kong, Revolution Day in Cuba, Victory Day in North Korea, and the 2021 Olympics are on in earnest in Tokyo, Japan. Hoy es martes, el 27 de julio 2021. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 27 juillet 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
God bless no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Oh, my people can't see. They try to take advantage of me. Better must come. Better must come, yeah. Better must come.
All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 27th of July, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
There's no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come one day. Better must come. Oh, better must.
Good afternoon to those listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point in the east to Negril Point in the west. From the Goat Islands in the south to Galena Point in the north. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those who have dialed one of two designated numbers to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. That's 0330 606 0953. We're live on all the social media platforms you can think of. Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, the whole works. And we're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page. Type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you will be able to not just listen, but to watch what's happening in the studios here at Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, don't worry about it. There's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to go on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube website, and if you do that now, you should see this video trending. And we encourage you to like the channel, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. If you're not seeing it, well, in the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. We thank those who have found other means of listening to Power 106 FM, like logging on to the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, and subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. What's on your mind this afternoon? Please tell us after the break.
Seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Jamaicans and donors at home and abroad. The Jamaica Customs Agency is cognizant that the speedy clearance of humanitarian aid in times of disaster is crucial. Join us and other border regulatory agencies for a virtual public forum in our CCC series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs. Thursday, July 29, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. under the theme JCA and BRAs, facilitating efficient and effective clearance during national disasters. That's of Virtual Public Forum on Clearing Humanitarian Aid, Thursday, July 29, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Visit www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and to participate. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new hosts who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. First, better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come one
We
day.
started out this afternoon with the poetry of the great H.D. Carberry. It takes a mighty fire. It takes a mighty fire by H.D. Carberry, Carberry. And we combined that with Delroy Wilson's timeless piece, Better Must Come. That is always the hope. That is always the hope as long as we're here on earth. The hope is always for us to be better, to do better, for us to recognize, as we always like to say when closing this program, every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. So if we keep doing better, if we keep being better, then better must come. Essentially, it's not going to magically appear. Manna is not going to fall from heaven. It's not just going to happen like that. We have to work for better in order for better to manifest itself or to be manifested. That's the idea. That's the idea. Yes, we know that the song was on heavy rotation decades ago on the People's National Party side. This was their song. This was the song that they used to promote their political party as being the better that must come, for example. Yeah, but since it's neither here nor there for us. It's a multi-talented, outstanding Jamaican artist who put this song together along with all the others who would have been involved in the production process. And it remains a masterpiece to this day. Better Must Come, Delroy Wilson. And it's timeless, as we said, because it's been decades since it was written. And here we are in 2021 Jamaica, and we're still hoping for better to come. But again, hope is good. It's good to have hope. But you know the saying, or the biblical reference, which is the equivalent of faith, so that faith without works is dead. So we still, it's good to hope and hope for better, but the best thing we can do is to work, put in the work. We have to put in the sweat equity. We have to work in order for better to come. And whatever work we do now, we have to do it better. Every day we must learn something new about the work that we do and try our best to do something better every day. Just try to get better with every day. With each passing day, keep working, keep trying to get better and better and better and better. And the more we work Keyword there, work. The more we work to be better, the more we work better, then ultimately better will indeed come. But it's not going to come out of thin air. We have to work for better in order for better to come. You get the picture. A quick look at what's trending in the news at this time. IMF forecasts stronger rebound for Caribbean, Latin American economies. So here's the IMF saying better must come. That's what the IMF is saying, based in a predictive way. The IMF is prognosticating, as in forecasting, predicting that the Caribbean will rebound, the Caribbean and Latin American economies will rebound stronger. So that's the hope of better to come, and the IMF is saying that well, they have essentially boosted their forecast for gross domestic product in Latin America and the Caribbean, because they're looking at the two largest economies within the region. Here's the story. The IMF expects the region will grow 5.8% this year. Yes, 5.8%. The IMF is projecting that the region will grow 5.8% this year, up 1.2 percentage points from a forecast released in April. The region contracted 7% last year. The regional economy, or the collective economies of the region, contracting, as in declining by 7% last year, marking the worst performance of any region in the world. So this region, worst performing region of the world, Latin America and the Caribbean. But the forecast upgrade results mostly from upward revisions in Brazil and Mexico. Those are the can we call them the weather vane countries in the region, Brazil and Mexico. So that's where the forecast upgrade comes, resulting from mostly from upward revisions in Brazil and Mexico, reflecting better than expected first quarter outturns, favorable spillovers to Mexico from the improved outlook from the United States. I always wonder when the United States would pop up. Yes, the world can't move without the United States of America, quite frankly. And booming terms of trade in Brazil. Did you hear that? Booming, that's the key word. Booming terms of trade in Brazil. The multilateral, as in the IMF, raised its forecasts for Brazil by 1.6% to 5.3%, and for Mexico by 1.3% to 6.3%. It didn't push, the IMF didn't bother to publish the figures for other nations in the region. The updated perspective for Brazil is in line with the median outlook for economists surveyed by the nation's central bank, who have increased their projections for 14 straight weeks. The IMF's 2021 outlook for the global economy was unchanged from April. A brighter outlook for Latin America was offset by lower forecasts for emerging and developing Asian economies. Right. So there's the hope of better to come with respect to the collective performance of the regional economies, Latin, as in the economies of Latin America and the Caribbean. Another story trending on the Gleaner's website: Haiti arrests top security official in slain president probe. Authorities in Haiti arrested a top official who served as General Security Coordinator when President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated. That's the word from his attorney. Jean Lequel Civil joined more than 24 suspects arrested by Haitian National Police as the investigation continues into the July 7 attack of Moïse's private home. Civil's attorney, Renaud Georges, called his client's arrest politically motivated. It wasn't immediately clear if Civil, that's the name. It's spelled civil but pronounced civil. It wasn't immediately clear if Civil had been charged with anything. The arrest comes as more than 1,000 demonstrators gathered around one of Haiti's most notorious alleged gang leaders to commemorate Moïse. The crowd was mostly dressed in white as they cheered on Jimmy Cherissier, a former police officer who now leads G9, a federation of 9 alleged gangs that officials have blamed for a spike in violence and kidnappings in recent months. Well, the security forces in Haiti need to do something about that. It's not good enough for us to be hearing about this. We must know what action is being taken. Well, the people of St. Lucia took action and booted Alain Chastanet out of office. The power, that's people power again. They gave him just 1 term. He and his party, 1 term. Outgoing Prime Minister Allen, it's tempting to say Alan, but it's Allen, Allen. His name is French, his surname, it's spelled Chastanet. Chastanet. The T, the last T is silent. The T at the end is silent. So it's Alain Chastanet. But nobody will crucify you if you say Chastanet, but you will just come across as being different. but his name is actually Chastanet. It's Chastanet if you're going to go straight French. If you're going to throw a little English in the mix, then you perhaps would say Chastanet. But whether you're speaking English or French, the T at the end is silent. Outgoing Prime Minister Alain Chastanet said the outcome of yesterday's general elections that resulted in his United Workers' Party, UWP, suffering a heavy defeat has come as a shock. But this is the power of the people. This is an example of what the people can do. And people don't appreciate the power that they have in their hands. I don't know anything about St. Lucian politics. I'm just on the face of it saying, for the former Prime Minister, immediate past Prime Minister, to be saying that this heavy defeat came as a shock, then it puts things into perspective. So it means while we are thinking that we are doing all the wonderful things and people appreciate what we're doing and therefore people are going to vote for us, just remember that we are not a homogeneous people, meaning we are not all the same. We don't think the same way. We don't make decisions for the same reasons, etc. But in the final analysis, all those numbers come together and we have a result. St. Lucia has a new Prime Minister.
Long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to...
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
Jamaicans and donors at home and abroad. The Jamaica Customs Agency is cognizant that the speedy clearance of humanitarian aid in times of disaster is crucial. Join us and other border regulatory agencies for a virtual public forum in our CCC series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs Thursday, July 29, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. under the theme JCA and BRAs, facilitating efficient and effective clearance during national disasters. That's a virtual public forum on clearing humanitarian aid Thursday, July 29 from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Visit www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and to participate. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
You need is one dose. Jamaica, it's time to find your 2021 Gospel Star. Your votes will decide. Watch the show this and every Sunday via live stream on the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you can vote for your favorite. Then don't forget to watch the grand finale on Sunday, August 1 at 6 p.m. Let's lift up the praise and find our new Gospel Star. Sponsored by the Chase Fund, Sagicor Flow, Pika, and Excelsior.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy,
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Yeah.
Right. So as we said, going to the break, St. Lucia has a new prime minister. We told you of the former prime minister. Well, we need to tell you who the newly elected prime minister is, and he is Philip J. Pierre, Pierre, and that's another French name. Pierre is French for Peter, actually, and apparently there was quite a ferocious battle between the British and the French for St. Lucia, and that's why to this day you have the St. Lucians speak French Creole or Patois. That's what they speak, but English is the official language in St. Lucia. And when you check some of the place names, you will see the French influence. For example, that famous cricket ground in St. Lucia is at a place called Gros-Islet, Gros-Islet, Gros-Islet. That is the gros. If you were speaking French, you would say gros, because you wouldn't pronounce the S at the end. So it would be gros, like the bananas, those big bananas that are called Gros Michel or Gros Michel, as we would say here in Jamaica. Again, it's Gros, which means big, and Michel. Michel is spelled M-I-C-H-E-L. Michel. Big Michael. Michel is Michael in French. Michel, Michael. So Gros Michel, Big Michael. Right. And let's leave that there for now. So that's St. Lucia. Let's share with you some of the other stories that are trending. 52 new COVID-19 cases. Sadly, one more death. Condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors of that individual. Russia okays testing combination of Sputnik AstraZeneca shots. Community health aides assisting vector control efforts in Western region. Persons with disabilities encouraged to join the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities to access benefits. Once again, this is where we are likely to gain a greater appreciation for a national identification system. So that way, as we always say, how on earth are you going to be able to plan for your people, to provide for your people, to protect your people, if first of all you don't know your people, you don't know where they live, you don't know what their status is? That's the idea. That's the idea. And of course, the news from last evening would have been the adjustments to the existing COVID-19 protocols. If you missed them very quickly, Monday to Saturday, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. That's the curfew period, effective today, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So don't forget now, don't be thinking that you have until 11 o'clock tonight. Not tonight, or for the next week or so. 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Those are the new curfew hours, Monday to Saturday. On Sunday and public holidays, the curfew time is 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. Sunday and public holidays. And the hours, those of us who love the beach and the river, Monday to Saturday, beaches and rivers should open at 6 in the morning and close at 4 in the afternoon. On Sunday, beaches and rivers should open at 6 in the morning and close at 2 in the afternoon. The capacity limits for places of worship, gyms, dining establishments, reduced from 70% to 50%. That's the capacity. So if your capacity is 100, it means only 50 people should be allowed at any one time in that space. The limit for small events has been reduced from 60% of capacity to 50%. Same general idea. You get the picture. Right. So those are just some updates in case you missed the news sometime yesterday into this morning. You've had a busy day. You haven't had a chance to follow the news and find out what's been happening or not happening. That's the idea. Let's see what the Jamaica Observer is reporting on their website. That was the Gleaner we shared earlier on, a short while ago, the stories from the Gleaner. Let's check the stories from the Observer. Not the physical newspaper, not the daily papers, but their apps and websites, which are much obviously more current than that which has been printed already. So that's what we do when we're giving you the updates in the afternoon. We're looking at the stories that are trending on the websites, the news entities, whether electronic or print. Modern dairy operations for some schools. That's the word from the agriculture minister. And there are other stories. Orlando to Montego Bay among new non-stop routes announced by Frontier. Further opening up of the market here. Orlando to Montego Bay among new non-stop routes announced by Frontier. In fact, when I went to Orlando a few years ago, we actually flew out of Montego Bay. I think that's what I remember. But Frontier wasn't here at that time. OUR to reveal latest utilities mystery shopping results. So the OUR went undercover apparently. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, is to reveal the results of its 2020 mystery shopping exercise done to assess the level of customer service being offered by utility service providers. The findings will be revealed at a webinar, which is open to the public Thursday, that's this Thursday, the 29th of July, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, live on the OUR's Facebook and YouTube platforms. You can check that out. Those of us who have issues with the utility companies, yeah, that's something worth checking out. Saturday services at select tax offices continue. Those who need more time or outside of the current hours they have to operate. The Tax Administration Jamaica is reminding the public that it will open select tax offices this Saturday and every last Saturday of the month for the rest of the 2021-2022 financial year. These tax offices include Crossroads, Montego Bay, Mandeville, Savannah Lamar, St. Anne's Bay, and Old Harbor. Those tax offices will operate on Saturday and every last Saturday for the rest of the financial year from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. The Portmore Tax Office will continue its usual weekly Saturday operations with adjusted business hours, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they peep the more than 300,000 people who live in Portmore, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Those are the hours of the Portmore Tax Office on Saturday. We think we have brought you up to speed on the local scene. Did we miss anything? Let's see what Loop News is reporting. As third wave of COVID-19 looms, Wholeness urges vaccination focus. Well, let's just make sure we have the vaccines. If we have the vaccines, then we can load up or encourage and coerce people to take them. But if we don't have any vaccines, then we'll have to hold it down, as they say, until we get the vaccines. And the announcements we have heard, I think within 7 days, we're supposed to be getting, is it 300,000 vaccines? And then there's also the expectation of 614,000 from the United States. And 1.2 million by the end of September or something like that. So overall, the expectation is for 1.4 million doses of various brands of vaccines, including the Pfizer vaccine, over the coming months. Right. So does it mean, are we out of vaccines? Do we still have vaccines to be doing ongoing inoculations, or are we in another interregnum, another momentary pause? Not sure. I didn't pick that up. If you heard otherwise, please let us know. Quickly on the international scene before we take the break. Shock Gold's and Osaka's return at Tokyo 2020. That's what the BBC is leading with. And UK minister apologizes for COVID remark. Yeah. Let's take the break and come back.
Yeah. I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Battling life's storm is never easy. Insurance can be a hassle. Axia Jamaica Limited is your calm within the storm. They partner with you to cover your life the way you envisioned it. Axia Insurance for home, motor, life, property, and more. Forging new partnerships. Axia Jamaica Insurance Agency. Telephone 876-978-5906 or 876-978-4569.
Hello, Jamaica. I am Death. Thanks for your awesome work cutting lives short and making my job so much easier. Drivers, please continue speeding, transporting your kids without child seats, and driving without seat belts. You've exceeded my expectations and my quota. Ward off death. Obey the road code. A message from the Road Safety Unit.
Want to keep me in hand. They only try to keep me down. Oh, God bless no one.
Some quick news bites out of the United States. CDC, that's the Centers for Disease Control, updating guidance and recommending vaccinated people wear masks indoors in certain areas. That's CNN is treating that as a breaking story. CDC updates guidance, recommends vaccinated people wear masks indoors in certain areas. Debate. Let's see if we can listen to this story. Do we have it?
Over summer break, 6-year-old Audrey Gard rarely left the house without a mask.
So you have to wear a mask to school every day.
Audrey can't wait for August 4th, the first day of first grade at Peachtree Elementary School. Are you excited for school to start?
Yeah.
Her mother, Sarah, feels differently.
I'm furious. I am irritated that these are the people that I elected.
Sarah Gard is furious over Gwinnett County Public Schools' policy that only strongly recommends masks on school grounds.
I worry that she's going to get into school, come home one day and say nobody's wearing their masks, and I'm going to say then I have to pull you out of school.
Sarah, a human resources professional, worries about the fast-spreading, highly contagious Delta variant, now making up 83% of new COVID-19 cases in the U.S., according to the CDC. The Delta variant was not nearly as widespread when the Guards opted for in-person learning in April after a year of virtual school.
I want a mask mandate at school because I know my child can't be vaccinated yet.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp's executive order on school masks does not prevent districts from implementing a universal mandate. Gwinnett County Public Schools, the largest district in the state, says its decision is still fluid, just days before school set to start.
Well, we are constantly reviewing guidance that we get from our local and state health partners, as well as the CDC and the Georgia Department of Education.
Could the mask policy change between now and the start of school, August 4th?
Yes.
In neighboring DeKalb County and the city of Atlanta, the school districts there taking a stricter stance, requiring masks for everyone.
This is an issue that superintendents and school leaders are grappling with across the country.
In DeKalb, low vaccination rates statewide and the growing number of Delta variant cases were factors in the decision for a universal mask mandate.
Overwhelmingly, I've received positive feedback from families who were so nervous about sending their children back to school.
The piecemeal approach over masks in schools is causing confusion across the country. At least 8 states from Arizona to Vermont prohibit school districts from requiring masks. And in many states, it's up to the districts, with the largest ones like New York City, LA, and Chicago requiring masks, while Miami, Houston, and Hillsborough County in Florida are keeping it optional.
Monitoring who's vaccinated, who's not, having some kids wearing masks, some not, that is just fraught with error. And universal masking works. We know it works.
This one I love it because it has crowns.
Uncertainty is all that's certain right now for the Guards, who considered at one point entering Audrey into a vaccine trial, but they say they're bracing for the worst case scenario.
I tell my husband he can no longer work because he needs to run at-home school. Audrey comes home, and then I am our single breadwinner for this family of 4.
And around the country, there's also this debate among many school officials whether or not they should require or at least offer routine COVID-19 testing. When classes resume here at David T. Howard Middle School next week, students, staff, and faculty, we're told, will have the option of getting a COVID-19 test every week. That will be the policy for all Atlanta public schools. As for Gwinnett County, where Sarah Gard is sending her daughter, that remains unclear right now, Poppy.
From the CNN, wonder the extent to which we are putting plans in place and adequate measures to be able to reopen schools for face-to-face classes. We shouldn't wait until the end of August. And we can't imagine anybody involved in this kind of work would be doing such a thing other than preparing, because we know that proper preparation prevents poor performance. CNN is also reporting U.S. could see 200,000 COVID-19 cases a day pretty soon. That's from a former CDC director. That's the Centers for Disease Control based in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's another story, fully vaccinated Americans who got breakthrough infections. They say it could have been worse without being vaccinated. Let's look at this story. Let's see. Let's listen to this one. Taking a while. So these fully vaccinated Americans got
new COVID infections rising around the country. Reports of breakthrough cases among the fully vaccinated, while rare, can be worrisome. My next guest and his family are going through this right now. And in a tweet, he wrote this. He said, "My wife, our 10-year-old daughter, and I all have COVID. My wife and I are breakthrough cases. We're not in the hospital, but it's no picnic either. Be careful out there, friends." Adam Rothman with us now to talk about this. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us, how you're feeling and what your breakthrough cases for you and your wife have been like.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be here and to be able to share our story. It's right now I'm feeling okay. I have a little bit of a cough and congestion, but it's not as bad as it was. We've been dealing with this for about a week now. My 10-year-old daughter tested positive last Tuesday, and my wife and I, who are both vaccinated, developed symptoms a couple of days later. We had a mild fever, congestion, runny nose, cough, fatigue, headaches, all of that stuff that people associate with COVID. And most recently, she and I have both lost our sense of smell. But our daughter is doing a lot better, and I think we're coming out of it too.
So she had lesser symptoms. You think that you contracted it from her because she tested positive first. Do you have any idea where her exposure might have been?
We really don't. She and I had been traveling the week before, so there are any number of places that she could have picked it up. We are careful. We follow all the masking guidelines in public places and transportation. But especially with unvaccinated people, it sneaks through. I don't want to say for sure that we got it from her. We could have all gotten it from some other place. Mm-hmm. But certainly, being home with her and her having symptoms, we had sustained exposure to somebody who was, symptomatic. Yeah. And, I don't know, does the vaccine protect against that? Not in our case, which was a little bit disconcerting to learn firsthand.
Yeah, look, directly or indirectly, you would think it came from the same place, right? As you were all having this family spread. When you reflect back on being vaccinated, some people are saying, look at these breakthrough cases. Why are people even getting vaccinated? What do you say to those people?
Yeah, I understand their perspective, and I think they're drawing a premature conclusion. Vaccines do generally seem to be effective and have been really instrumental in helping us get a handle on this, but I think that people need to understand that they may not be 100% effective. But I would say that if more people were vaccinated, it's less likely that our daughter would have gotten the disease. And being vaccinated, we hope, has helped keep my wife and me out of the hospital. So I think, maybe we're a success story of the vaccine, not a failure.
Another story there from CNN, fully vaccinated Americans who got what is being called breakthrough infections. They say it could have been worse without being vaccinated. The story itself says COVID-19 infections in fully vaccinated people have come under increasing scrutiny as the virus once again surges across the country, as in the United States, due to the more contagious Delta variant. But those so-called breakthrough infections remain rare. Keyword there, R-A-R-E, rare. Those so-called breakthrough infections remain rare and may not even include any symptoms. Those who do have symptoms typically get a milder case, according to research. Emily Baker Hurley and her family, including 2 young children, were among those rare cases. And the story goes on. More than 163 million people in the United States have been fully vaccinated, or 49.1% of the population, according to the Centers for Disease Control based in Atlanta, Georgia. More than 97% of people being admitted to hospital with COVID-19 are unvaccinated. Did you hear that? More than 97% of people being admitted to hospital with COVID-19 are unvaccinated. That's significant. According to Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, based in Atlanta, Georgia. You can check out CNN for more. I think we've brought you up to speed and up to date with what's happening or not happening. We look forward to your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. You can call us on WhatsApp as well. There's another option for you. Let's greet those of you who are online watching, listening, commenting, like Debisha Dwyer in New Jersey, marking herself present. Welcome, Debisha. Shines for Life Law says manners and respect at Uncle D. Manners and respect to you too, Shines for Life. Garnet W. Williams says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. Trusting all is well with you and your family and team. Indeed, we're still giving thanks. We trust all is well with you and yours as well. Janesta says, greetings and love all the way from Birmingham, UK. Watching you live. Enough respect, brother. Enough respect to you too, Janesta in Birmingham, England. We love Birmingham. We've spent some time in Birmingham. Lovely place. Jennifer Stewart says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan. Better must come one day, says Jennifer from Q Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew. Val Bullen says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Listening from the Bahamas. Welcome, Val Bullens in the Bahamas. Good to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining us. Erlene Lewis, good afternoon. Errol in New Jersey says, good day, Dervan, and all listeners. Dervan, could you repeat the name, author of the poem you read yesterday? All right, let's type it for you. The poem I recited yesterday was called What Happens by Eric Fried. What Happens by Eric, E-R-I-C-H, Fried, spelled F-R-I-E-D. Eric Fried. What happens by Eric Fried? We just typed the message. How do we get this to you now? What happened here? So let's go enter. Yeah, there you go. What happens by Eric Fried. I hope that was the poem yesterday, was it? I think so. Let's see. Yes, that was the poem yesterday. Hope you got that, Errol. All the best to you. Let's see who else is messaging us on Facebook Live. Jeannie Chambers, good afternoon to you. Margaret Osborne Lemmy, thank you for joining us. Margaret Osborne Lemmy, good afternoon. Linton Taylor, greetings to you too. Wishing you and your audience God's richest blessings, says Linton Taylor. Thank you. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, shouting out everybody as usual. Always good to see you online, Ricardo. Errol, having received the name of the poem and the title and the author, says thanks. More in a moment.
The time by Medical Disposables and Supplies Limited, an official distributor of 3M Healthcare Solutions, 83 Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10, is 3 p.m.
Jamaica is blessed with adequate water supply. Let us do our part in protecting this precious resource and enhance the productivity of our farmers. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow, as what we do today will impact our lives tomorrow. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. Take advantage of me. Better must come. Better must come, yeah. Better must come one day. Better must come. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. Inez Campbell-Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut is on YouTube. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. Changing my platform today. I'm lucky that I have choices. Good to have you on our YouTube channel. We encourage people to like the page, like the channel, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel, and that you will comment and share. Remember, we're still trying to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. We know we haven't really been plugging it. And so let's see where we are now in terms of subscriptions. But slowly but surely we're getting there. We believe we're at 682 subscribers. 682 subscribers. Still trying to get to the minimum 1,000. Courtney Thompson says, good afternoon, Sir D. I heard the opposition leaders saying that Jamaica is the least vaccinated country in the Western Hemisphere, except for Haiti. But is this true? Well, there are indications. Let's see. Looking at CNN Health, They have Jamaica at 4.1% in terms of the percentage of the population vaccinated. And we did, where did we find that map? We have seen a couple of graphs. Well, Haiti is at 0%. Well, I thought, the 500,000 vaccines that they got recently didn't move the needle at all. Is that it? Or would love to find out why they're still at 0. The Dominican Republic, I beg your pardon, not the Dominican Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo is also at 0%. Let's see if we can look at the other countries in the region quickly. So Haiti is 0%. This is based on CNN. This is from the CNN Health website that we're getting this information. So Haiti at 0%. Let's slowly scroll up, and see if we can find other countries from the region and see what their numbers are. But it would be irresponsible if the opposition leader was to just come and talk off the top of his head without doing his homework. We would like to think that he would have done his homework in order to be able to say what he said. But we're going down the line, up the line nonetheless. Jamaica at 4.1%. Looking for other countries from the region. As we said, Haiti on the CNN Health vaccination map. Haiti at 0%. The Suriname is at 9.1%. The Bahamas at 10%. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 8.9%. Belize, 11.7%. Trinidad and Tobago, 13%. St. Lucia, 13%. And going up. Let's look for other regional. Grenada, 13.8%. Panama, 15.8%. Guyana, 16.5%. Costa Rica, 16.3%. Mexico, 18.6%. Brazil, 17.9%. El Salvador, 22%. Cuba, 21%. Colombia, 22.1%. And so on and so forth. So the leader of the opposition does have a point as to whether that has changed since he said what he said is another matter. But we don't see anything that would detract from what he has said. There's another tracker that's available as well. A couple of trackers that one can use to check on that. Right. All right, so here's something. What's this? Travelinglifestyle.net. Let's see what they're saying here. Because we're moving on a bit now. There's a platform called Traveling Lifestyle, and the topic here on this was published on the 19th of July. 11 safest places to visit in the Caribbean during COVID, according to the Centers for Disease Control. 11 safest places to visit in the Caribbean during COVID, according to the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see. Oh, oops, I'm passing them. Come back here. Right, so on the list there's Sabah, S-A-B-A, level 1. Level 1, COVID-19 low. That's Sabah, S-A-B-A. That's a 5 square mile island located in the northeastern Caribbean Sea. Dominica is on the list at level 1, COVID-19 low. Oops, this is running away. Come back here. Come back. All right, let's touch the screen then. Let's see. Right, so that's Dominica. Montserrat is at level 1. Their COVID 19 is low. The Cayman Islands, level 1, COVID 19 low. Anguilla, level 1, low level of COVID 19 in Anguilla. Turks and Caicos Islands, level 1, COVID 19 low. Antigua and Barbuda, level 1, COVID 19 low. St. Kitts and Nevis, level 3, high level of COVID 19 in St. Kitts and Nevis. Belize, level 3, COVID 19 high. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, level 3, COVID 19 high. British Virgin Islands, level 4, very high level of COVID 19 in the British Virgin Islands. You know what I'm looking for, right? Jamaica, but Jamaica is not there. Jamaica is not there. So it means we're higher than high. Higher than the high of British Virgin Islands, higher than the high of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, higher than the high of Belize, higher than the high of St. Kitts Nevis. And we obviously can't compete with the others. The others are low, the others that we listed: Antigua and Barbuda, Turks and Caicos Islands, Anguilla, Cayman Islands, Montserrat, Dominica, and Sabah, S-A-B-A. These are the 11 safest places to visit in the Caribbean during COVID, according to the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you so much. A pleasant good afternoon to you, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
Very well, thank you. I have not spoken to you in quite a while, but
that's fine. It means you've been busy. Busy is a good thing.
I see that you're doing very well.
You're very kind.
Thank you so much, Dervan. I would like to discuss with you two issues this afternoon. The first one has to do with Montego Bay. Former President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Lord B. Smith, has been vociferously speaking about the imperative need for the city's 21 squatter communities to be effectively dealt with. Over the years, absolutely nothing has been constructively done to address the problems and to regularize these poverty-stricken and crime-infested communities, to the extent whereby now media reports indicate, and you would have read them as well, and your listeners would have seen them, that the parish of St. James now has the most organized, well-funded, and most dangerous criminal gang operating within the country.
Who has said that?
A newspaper report a few weeks ago published a report that the parish of St. James has the most organized, well-funded, well-connected, and most dangerous criminal gangs operating within Jamaica. Now, the fact of the matter is that the National Security Minister, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chan, in my view, needs to organize a crime summit for Montego Bay. Bring all the parties together, the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Montego Bay private sector, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the Army, and discuss this serious problem comprehensively, dispassionately, and honestly, and come up with a strategy whereby we will have these notorious and dangerous gangs, Dervan, thoroughly, comprehensively, and meticulously investigated, apprehend those gang leaders.
One moment, please.
Everything I try to do seems to go wrong.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
It's the summertime, and not only are our kids home, but with online school being mostly over, they are home and bored. But Bashco has great items to keep the kids busy while they are on summer vacation.
We have flashcards, activity books, coloring books, and great arts and crafts supplies to fit every need. And of course, toys! Yes, toys for girls and boys for both indoor and outdoor fun. So stop in and get what you and your kids need.
At Bashco, at 30 years, giving you more.
You need is one dose.
Jamaica, it's time to find your 2021 Gospel Star. Your votes will decide. Watch the show this and every Sunday via live stream on the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you can vote for your favorite. Then don't forget to watch the grand finale on Sunday, August 1 at 6 p.m. Let's lift up the praise and find our new Gospel Star. Sponsored by the Chase Fund, Sagicor, Flow, Pika, and Excelsior.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. Thing I try to do seems to go wrong.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. You were at Apprehend Those Gang Members.
Thank you so much, Dervan. Yes, without an informed strategy being formulated and operationalized to go after the gang leaders and the gangs and have them dismantled, take them before the courts and apply the anti-gang law to them, and after conviction apply the Proceeds of Crime Act to their assets and seize every cent that they own. The problem will only continue to get worse in St. James and in other parts of the country. And what is most disturbing, Dervan, the stage to which St. James has reached, where these gangs are operating, did not have to happen if earlier action was taken. And the fact of the matter is, you would be cognizant of the fact, Dervan, that some of these gangs are wealthy, they are connected to persons within the political framework, and also with elements within the private sector. But until some firm effort is put into place to deal with this situation, things are going to deteriorate worse than what they are presently. Can you imagine that St. James now has the record of the most organized gangs in Jamaica? Things cannot continue on this downward spiral. And what is even worse is that the 5 St. James members of parliament, they need to let their voices be heard regarding this situation in St. James. I have not heard any comment from them, which would indicate that they recognize the serious problem that exists within St. James having to do with crime and murder. Presently, Dervan, the community of Granville, is experiencing a tremendous problem with murders and other criminal activities and seems to be getting worse. I have been calling for a special squad. I think you may have heard me, but I'll mention it on your program. I have been calling for a special squad to be established within the parish of St. James to deal with the dismantling of these gangs. And from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, you would have the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Unit, Narcotics Division, the Specialized Operations Branch, the National Intelligence Bureau. And from the Army, you would have the Military Intelligence Unit. Put all of those units in St. James into one special squad. Give them funding to the extent of maybe $1 billion. And let them go after these criminal gangs surgically. I cannot see why the Military Intelligence Unit cannot place some of those intel officers into these gangs incognito and seek to bring them down.
But where's the evidence that special squads have indeed significantly impacted the fight against crime in Jamaica?
Well, in the past, they have not had any meaningful impact, but the overall support was not there. If the overall support and funding is put into place and the squad is established with all these various units from the army and the police, and if it's given the support by the cabinet and by the prime minister and adequately funded, I do not see why it could not work.
Well, let's see if the police commissioner and the other members of the defense council are thinking along those lines, or whether they would consider what you have suggested.
Yes, because things cannot continue this matter. The Minister of National Security, Dr. Chang, a very hardworking and committed minister, he has equipped the security apparatus with over $40 billion. But I am somewhat concerned that he stated in Parliament some time ago, last year I think it is, that according to Army and Police intelligence to him as minister, that approximately 200 illegal guns are entering this country at various entry points each month into this country.
If we have that much information and that much intelligence, why aren't we intercepting this shipment or these shipments? You see, that's what I have a problem. I have a problem when people just talk. I don't know if it's to impress the public that they know this and they know that. But if you're not converting that information or that intelligence into action and successful outcomes, then you're really just, as we say in Jamaican parlance, running up your mouth.
Yes, and can you imagine, Dervan, if that intelligence is accurate, which I would not doubt it. If that is accurate, can you imagine the quantity of illegal guns which would have entered Jamaica over the past 5 years?
I can only imagine.
Yes. The other issue which I'd like to mention with you, the reports have been published in the Sunday Gleaner, July the 11th, 2021, which stated that JLP and PNP want MPs under investigation for corruption to declare themselves. I think it would serve the public interest well if we are informed who those two members of parliament are, which are under investigation for corruption.
Yes, because other than that, without that information, then all 63 MPs are suspects.
Yes, and I saw where the Gleaner asked a number of MPs from both sides in Parliament to indicate whether or not they were among those two. And I think some 15, if my memory serves me correct, state that they were not implicated.
How many? 50?
No, 15.
Oh, 15.
15 provided confirmation to the Gleaner that they were not among those named. But I think, Dervan, that possibly the Integrity Commission Act could be amended so that at the very least, when it reaches a stage that the Integrity Commission is investigating these MPs, that at least we would be aware of who those persons are. But currently, law prohibits the naming of any persons under investigation by the Integrity Commission.
Yeah, that what really needs to be in place, if it's not already in place, it's a mechanism that is thorough, that is meticulous, that is scientific, that is design oriented, that when those from the Integrity Commission and their team put forward information to say this MP has been cited for illicit enrichment, without the fear of any form of legal action, because then they would have been standing on solid ground. Without that, then it just appears as if we're committing a crime in and of itself, because if we have information to say that these two MPs have been engaged, are guilty of illicit enrichment, and we don't make that information public, then who is going to take action against these two MPs? What's the next step? I'd love to hear that. What's the next step? Who is going to see to it that these errant MPs are dealt with decisively, as opposed to just flying a kite or dangling, whatever you call it, to say, oh, two MPs have been found to be engaged in illicit enrichment. That's not good enough, quite frankly. That's not good enough. If we're serious about leadership, if we're serious about making examples of those of us who breach the laws, the rules, the regulations, the systems, the processes, we're really not doing ourselves any favors with that kind of position.
Absolutely. And within this framework of accountability and transparency, it's very important that we have all the requisite details pertaining to these issues. Thank you so very much.
No problem. Otherwise, would be aiding and abetting. And that's what we're doing right now, I think. Aiding and abetting. If we have such information, this is serious.
Yes.
Members of Parliament being cited for illicit enrichment. And all we know is that it's two members of Parliament and nothing else. So who is going to bell that cat? Who is supposed to deal with these people who would have breached the laws? It's
Yes, totally unacceptable, Dervan.
It is. Thanks for the call.
Thank you so much. All the best to you.
You too. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. As we were saying, yes, we've had quite a number of police squads over the years. Echo Squad, Ranger Squad, Eradication Squad. In fact, they had a song for that one. Them a fi run. Them a fi run. Them a fi run when eradication a come. Yeah, remember that one? Area 4 Task Force ACID, remember ACID? Operation Crest, Operation Dovetail, the Organized Crime Unit, Operation Intrepid, the Special Anti-Crime Task Force, the Crime Management Unit, the Major Investigative Team, Operation Kingfish, Operation Ardent, and we could go on.
Talk about another verse. Oh, my people can't see.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
Hey, you see these days, it's good to get straight to the point. Quick and easy. That's why Western Union gives you another way to receive money straight to your bank account with Western Union's direct-to-bank money transfer. Visit a Western Union agent location and sign up now and tell your family and friends to send your next Western Union money transfer directly to your bank account in Jamaica. It's easy. Visit a Western Union location or call our call center at 876-926-2454. Sign up today to receive a money transfer directly to your bank account with ease with Western Union. Moving money for better.
But wait, look at this, Vincent.
What no?
Look on the paper how it lick a bit and wingy like marble. This can't sell.
You know, so the old mite them we cause it. Them attack the leaves of the plant, so the fruit can't get to grow proper.
So what the other farmers can use so the pepper them come big and pretty like your own?
Well, it's new mectin what we use still, you know. What eco-friendly biological pesticide. With this product, the mite them can't touch my field.
For real?
Yeah, man. It environmentally friendly. It deal with the mite them proper, and it don't leave no residue after application. It good for the crop. It good for the environment. And guess what? It good for my pocket too.
Me I go spread the word about this product to the rest of the farmers. New make thing you say?
Yeah, man.
Get your eco-friendly pneumatic pesticide at your local Hypro dealer today.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
The following hurricane tip is brought to you by Axia Jamaica Insurance Agency. Check the status of the roof and strengthen where possible by installing storm straps, nail down zinc, replace damaged zinc, and roofing tiles.
It seems I have done something wrong. Why they trying to keep me down? Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come, yeah. I've been trying a long, long time.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. It's a Tuesday afternoon, just after 3:30, and that means time for Kids Connect. It's a program where we see to the interests of our children. And we are delighted to have joining us this afternoon project coordinator at the JN Foundation, Chevenise Peters. Hello, Chevenise. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. And for the parents and guardians of PEP students or students who have recently matriculated via PEP, you might want to listen. You might want to get a little closer to the radio or whatever device you're using to listen, because there's some information here you might find useful and who knows, maybe even life-changing. And so let's get straight to it, Chevenise. This, first of all, JN Foundation, for those unfamiliar with JN Foundation, can you just, in a sentence or two, remind those of us who know, enlighten those who don't, of the purpose of the JN Foundation?
It would be my pleasure. So JN Foundation is the philanthropic arm of the JN Group, that brand that is known worldwide for being authentically Jamaican owned, Jamaican built, and we serve our Jamaicans every day trying to reach their dreams. So this scholarship program is in essence what we do. We're always trying to find different ways to give opportunities to our Jamaicans to better themselves.
And give us an idea of how how those listening to us can access, can vie for one of these PEP scholarships. Is it one scholarship or several scholarships?
All right. So for PEP, apart from what we do internally for our staff members, and each year they're very grateful, and we have a lot of bright. I must big up all our brilliant kids of the JN Group. But externally, we have 14 parish scholarships. So that's our PEP parish scholarship program. But we also have our JN Bank. This is specifically from the bank now. The JN Bank Easy Save County Scholarship. So 3 recipients, one from each county, is selected for that particular scholarship. And then separately, we have the JN Foundation PEP Parish Scholarship.
Right. So how does this work now? What do parents of PEP students or students who have matriculated to high school through PEP and they're supposed to be going to high school come September? First of all, for your parish scholarships, your PEP parish scholarships, what are the criteria? What do parents and their children need to know and need to do in order to access these scholarships?
So first of all, we really like we have within the group, we have over 1 million members. So we'd like all our members to try and apply for their children, because we really want our members to find this as a benefit to themselves. But you can go onto the website, which has all the information. That's www.jnfoundation.com. You go on the website and you'll see the application form. Everything is online. You'll also need to have the child's information, so that their birth certificate, and they must have just completed the PEP. Because in some cases, some of our persons, they are trying to apply for children from last year, but that's not it for this specific scholarship. So they have to have completed the profile this year.
Right. So they'll have to present their 2021 primary exit profile PEP. What's that? Their printout or whatever it is.
Right. So it's their scorecard. We have a relationship with the Ministry of Education for years now, and I must big them up. You don't necessarily have to. We're taking the hassle out of it. You don't necessarily have to upload your child's PEP score, because they are the ones, our partners are the ones who will be selecting for us our 14. They'll be ranking and selecting our 14 parish finalists, and as well as our 3 county finalists. So if you want to, the application allows for it, but you don't necessarily have to have it, because they would already have that information.
Understood. And when do you start accepting applications? Has that been open for a while now, or will it close at some point?
It's been open for a while, it will be closed tomorrow at midnight.
Oh no!
So yes, so they have to go right now, and the response has been so overwhelming. It's heartbreaking that we're unable to do more at this time. Yes. And it's, we really want to, because we know the need is there, and education is so important to the JN Group. We've seen it turn lives around and improve families. So the response has been overwhelming, but you never know. Yes. Certain parishes like St. Mary, Hanover, Portland, we're looking for more applicants from those areas.
Hold on, repeat that information to urge those in those parishes. Yes.
Right. So St. Thomas, St. Mary, Hanover, and Portland.
St. Thomas, St. Mary, Hanover, and Portland. You need to get with it because those parishes, yes, applications have come in, but maybe not as expected in terms of numbers. So if you want to make sure you are among those to be considered for PEP scholarships through JN, in keeping with the JN system, the JN Foundation of system of awarding these PEP scholarships, go to the website right now, jnfoundation.com/JN-scholarships. But once you get to the jnfoundation.com website, you should be able to navigate your way to the.
Can I leave an email for persons as well?
Don't worry, we have time. We have time. Just a moment there, because what we want to ask you about now is your the JN Bank Easy Save County scholarships. Is that specific to, what is this Easy Save program? Is that for children or adults?
So I want to make this very clear.
Yes.
If the child has an account if the child who is under 18, as the definition goes, if you're 18 and under and you have a JN bank account, the product is actually called the Easy Save account. So you may qualify and you not even realize.
Oh.
Right. So some persons they don't necessarily know, or they just have it in the back of their minds, but they don't know that's the name of the product for all our children at JN Bank.
The JN Bank Easy Save County scholarships. Now, how do you differentiate now? It's a different set of students who get to vie to get the one county scholarship?
Correct.
In each county.
All right, so it's a pool of students.
Yes.
For the PEP parish, we are going to ask that those be pulled first, so you have the chance of getting the foundation PEP parish scholarship. But if you don't make it for the parish and the child has a JN bank account for themselves, they also have another chance of being awarded the JN Bank Easy Save County Scholarship.
Oh, so it makes sense to have a JN Bank Easy Save account.
Correct.
Yes, indeed. Now, you were about to give us an email address. For who would need that email address? Those who will be sending in their information, those vying for the scholarships?
Correct. So if you are experiencing any issues at all with the application, because everything is done online. Yes. So if you are experiencing any issues or you are not understanding all the criteria on the website, we want everybody to have a chance. So if you have any queries at all, you can email us.
Right. And that email address is?
Scholarships, that's plural, scholarships at jngroup.com.
Scholarships at jngroup.com.
Correct.
Right. Got that. Any other criteria, anything else that those listening to us who want to be clear whether they're eligible or not? For emphasis, just spell it out, please. Who should be applying or who can apply for a JN Foundation Parish PEP scholarship or a JN Foundation County scholarship?
Okay, so for the JN, let me go with the easier one first.
Yes.
For the JN Bank Easy Save County Scholarship, the child must have a JN Bank account. That's the child.
Yes.
Right? For the JN Foundation Parish Scholarships, the child or the parent must have some sort of relationship with any of our 11 named companies. We have more, but 11 named companies within the group. So whether that parent has a policy with JNGI, that's our general insurance, or JN Life Insurance, or they've done business with JAA, that's our Automobile Association. They may have taken a loan in previous years with JN Small Business Loans, or they have simply had an account at JN Bank. You must be able to establish that in some point in time you did or have or you currently have a relationship with the JN Group.
One moment after the break, I'll give you an opportunity to repeat the key information, essential information, so that those who are scrambling to get paper and pen and whatever else on their phones to put in the information can do so. One moment, please.
Everything I try to do.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living under positive. Trying a long time, but I can't make it. No one to keep me.
Chevenise Peters is the project coordinator at the JN Foundation, and she's our guest on this week's edition of Kids Connect, as JN Foundation is anxious and excited and keen on disbursing these scholarships. There are certain criteria that you have been hearing Chevenise explain in the last segment, and the deadline is midnight tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 28th, but not midnight tonight. This is the 27th. Midnight on the 28th. That's tomorrow at midnight. The applications will close for the 14 JN Foundation Parish Scholarships and the 3 JN Foundation County Scholarships. Right. So then, I was asking earlier on about the key points that people need to bear in mind to be clear as to who is eligible to access the opportunity of getting one of these PEP scholarships. So I'm giving you that opportunity now as we wrap. If there's any other element that people need to be mindful of, and also the contact information, the ways in which they can connect with JN Foundation to get their information to you, or in order to get the ball rolling.
Awesome. So as I was saying before, for the JN Bank Easy Save County Scholarship, or the child who we are applying for must have a JN Bank account to be eligible for that scholarship. And for our JN Foundation Parish Scholarship, the child so if the child has a relationship with JN Bank, that's fine. They also qualify for the JN Parish Scholarship. But they also qualify, but what also qualifies them is if a parent, either mother, father, or legal guardian, has a relationship with a JN Group company. And we have several companies. So once you have a relationship with any of those companies, small business loans, life insurance, general insurance, JN fund managers, JN money. A lot of us have our JN money cards, and we have this benefit, and the parents not knowing are missing out. So once you have a relationship with any company within the JN group, and your child has just completed their profile this year, you can go onto our website at www.jnfoundation.com, and all the information and the application is there for you to just go ahead and fill out and submit.
Are you at liberty to say at this stage the nature and extent of each scholarship, whether in terms of the value, etc., or that information will be publicized or not publicized with the eventual presentation of these scholarships?
It will be publicized with the eventual presentation of the scholarships, but I can say in the last 2 years, I believe it was last year, that we did increase somewhat from what we usually give out. Because Dervan, we have about 150 recipients in rotation. So this is from all levels of scholarship. So each year we have a different group of scholarship recipients that we add to the pool. But I must say that the scholarship is given in disbursements over 5 years.
Oh, that is excellent.
Right.
So for that child's 5 years, which is essentially the duration of
The high school,
right. I mean, if they want to go to sixth form, that's optional, but obviously up to fifth form. That's excellent. So the parents and guardians can I don't want to say rest easy, but
it is substantial. It does cover quite a bit.
Yes.
We took it into consideration, and we understand that everything is raising, and we want the scholarship to really ease a lot of the burden that is being placed on parents who want better for their children, because that is what education is. When you push your child into education, you just want better for them.
That's right. As we like to say on this program to our young people, our children listening, education is your passport. Education is your visa. Education is your plane ticket. It will take you everywhere. Everywhere. Right. So once again, as we wrap, listeners, especially members of the JN family, www.jnfoundation.com. Go to that website, and by virtue of being a part of the Jamaica National Bank, the JN Bank family, your children, your charges, those children in your care of PEP age who would have just completed, just matriculated for high school, having followed the PEP program up to this point, they are eligible. But the applications will close. You have until the deadline is midnight tomorrow, Wednesday, the 28th of July. Take advantage of this opportunity. Can you imagine your child? First of all, you're happy that your child, or you're just happy that your child will be going to high school, and then you get the news. Having applied, you subsequently get the news that your child is a recipient. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I say, Dervan, that is the most exhilarating feeling working with the foundation, when I get to call a parent and say, you know what, we are going to award your child, and that's just the response. It is, trust me, nothing matches.
Absolutely, we get it. And so we encourage members of the JN family, members of the JN group family, members of the JN, and this is another indication of how you operate, because both your internal and external members / customers benefit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so you're taking care of both sides. Definitely. Right here on both sides of the story. Well done to you and the team, Chevanese. We look forward to, at some point, catching up with you once you've arrived at year 14. So by way of update, would love if you could come back and share with us some of the information and intelligence you would have gathered in terms of on some of these children and their families, and what the scholarship would means to them.
Definitely, and I know one and two of them they're always eager and ready to express that gratitude. So it would be good.
Definitely looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Chevanese. Well done to you and the team at JN Foundation, and by extension, the entire JN Group Foundation. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you. And everyone have a good, safe day.
And the same to you. Take care. Chevanese Peters, project coordinator at the JN Foundation, giving us, there's a, let's take advantage. Come on. You're a member of the JN family, and here's your opportunity, not having to worry about the costs associated with the schooling of your child for the 5 years of high school. The mandatory 5 years. Maybe mandatory is not the word, but 5, because sixth form is optional. So it's the 5: first form, second form, third form, fourth form, fifth form. So imagine your child being taken care of, your child's needs by virtue of the scholarship. It's a 5-year scholarship. So it means the money you would normally spend on your child in relation to that child's education, you can maybe put it on fixed deposit, and just keep rolling it over, so that by the time sixth form comes around, you have the money to pay if the student matriculates for sixth form and wants to go to sixth form, and maybe the student wants to go to, or has matriculated to go to university. At least you would have some money there. So let's be smart about this. And in fact, those, whether you get a JN scholarship or not, the approach has to be, even if you haven't started to save for the future of your child's education, so to speak, now would be a good time for those 39, 40,000, the parents of these 40,000 students who are now supposed to go to high school come September. Now would be a good time to start, if you haven't started already, putting away something, whether weekly, if you get paid weekly, fortnightly, if that's your payment cycle, monthly, or just whenever you are able to get a little money outside of what you need for the daily necessities. You just keep putting away. It all adds up and will make a difference in the end, one way or another. Thank you very much, JN, for that. All the best to JN Foundation. And remember, the deadline is midnight tomorrow. Don't miss the deadline if you haven't applied already. In a little while, let's see, we're going to wrap Kids Connect right now. And then we're going to an interview to hear more about the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library Storytelling Competition. The Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library Storytelling Competition. That is coming up, and we are happy to oblige in that regard. So stand by for that as we make sure you're up to speed with what is happening or what is not happening, as the case may be. Thank you very much. That's it for this week's edition of Kids Connect. And hello to the children of Jamaica, the young people of Jamaica, the future of Jamaica. All the very best as you prepare yourselves for your next stage of educational development. Hello to Faye Weller. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for tuning in. Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York. Good to have you on board, Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York. Welcome. David G.A. Dixon, greetings to you too and blessings on this Tuesday afternoon, he says. Good to have you on board, David G.A. Dixon. We have to continue to work so that better will indeed come. Other messages. This one, Courtney on YouTube, Courtney Thompson says Nicaragua is at 3.82% and Jamaica at 6.04%. These are the vaccination number of people vaccinated, the percentage, as at the 16th instant, as in the 16th of July. The opposition needs to stop playing politics with healthcare. Well, the numbers are not far off, but as we said, we would expect the opposition leader to be responsible in making sure that he or she gets the facts. And when he or she speaks, we should be able to, just like with the prime minister or anybody else, when they speak, we should be able to trust that they are delivering facts, unless they have been unknowingly misled or misinformed.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
The preceding hurricane tip was brought to you by Axia Jamaica Insurance Agency.
There's no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Oh, my people can't see. They try to take advantage of me. Better must come. Better must come, yeah. Better must come one day. Better must come. Yeah.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:02. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:02. 现在 TDN 了4点02分. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. As we indicated a short while ago, there's a Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition coming up. And who better to tell us all about it than storyteller-in-chief. She's a storyteller. She's a motivational speaker, workshop facilitator, college orator, Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, etc., etc., etc. Let's say hello and welcome. Story time. Story come to bump now. Amina Blackwood Mix, good afternoon. How are you?
Well done, Malcolm. Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
I am giving thanks for life and happy to be talking with you. It's been a long time, but we have been hearing and seeing, and we know you've been busy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and here you go again. You're getting more work. You know what they said? The reward for work, for good work, is more work.
Yes, I've heard that.
So give us an idea of your involvement or your association with this Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition.
Dervan, those of us who grew up at the library, we used to go to the library every Saturday morning, and we would hear people like Uncle Noel coming to tell stories. So storytelling is really integral to the library. In 2012, I believe it was, and I grew up in the library, let me just say that.
Yes.
My storytelling association in Tukuma formalized a relationship with the Jamaica Library Service to allow us to mount our annual storytelling festival in November. And that relationship has been very fruitful. We've signed with the library an MOU to establish storytelling clubs in all the parish libraries. We hope eventually in all the libraries. And when we have our storytelling competition, there is one day of the 8-leg festival called And Nancy Goes to the Library, where all our storytellers are in all the libraries simultaneously, along with local storytellers from the parishes, telling stories. Part of how we maintain our tradition is to ensure that people are trained in the tradition, that they understand what it is all about, and that they develop the confidence to be able to tell stories. So this is partly what the storytelling competition at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library is all about: training, understanding, and developing the confidence. We also want our children to understand that there are different categories of stories. So there are the Anansi stories, or the traditional stories. There are the big boy stories. There are the family stories and the Bible stories. But very, very important, there are the historical stories.
Yes.
So, for example, children might hear about, let us say, Kendall Crash, and they don't have a clue what that is. Or let us say emancipation and independence, which are coming up, and they are merely words for our children. How do we encourage them to research some of the facts around those events, and how do we assist them to create stories that can be told from the stage?
What's the timeline for getting this Kingston St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition off the ground?
The festival, the competition was launched 2 weeks ago. Entries are still being accepted. The final activity will happen towards the end of August. The person who is anchoring the festival is Shauna Edmondson, who is one of the programs officer at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library. So they are taking the entries. It goes from zero, from you can open your mouth and talk, until you have to hold in your false teeth and stuff. Did I say that? The point I want to make is that storytelling is not just for children.
Yes.
In fact, many of the fairy tales that we grew up on were not written for children in the first instance.
True.
But we know that whatever children love will live forever. And therefore, we try to give them uplifting things to love. And so most of the activities will be conducted online, I believe. Yes. And so Shauna Edmondson will be able to fill in those details.
Yes.
And accept your entries. And then you perform. I'm going to be doing a couple of workshops as well. And then towards the end of August, we will have the award ceremony.
And this, so right now, for everybody listening who believe that they have
a story to tell,
right? What do they need to do right now? Is there a number? Is there an email address? Is there a website? Is there a Facebook page?
There is a Facebook page. Mm-hmm. There is a Shauna Edmondson at JLS.
That's Jamaica Library Service. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a 922. Is it 1633?
Yes.
Yes, the number for the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library.
Right, and I don't have to be a member of the Kingston Parish. No.
Oh, right. You don't have to be a member. Right. You only have to have an interest in storytelling and want to hone your skills or test out your skills in this instance and share stories with the rest of us.
Right. So, listeners, if you have an interest in this Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition, get in touch with the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library, otherwise known as the Tom Redcom Library.
That's right.
And just tell them of your interest in the competition, and they will make sure that you get all the information you need.
And the entry form,
and the entry form, very important. Well, we're going to be tracking the progress of this Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition. And we look forward to some exciting stories, some intriguing stories, some tear-jerking stories, all kinds of stories. But at the end of it all, our lives would have been made richer for the experience. I'm sure
Absolutely. And that very important part of the culture.
Right. And does it necessarily mean there's going to be a component done at nights for the Duppy stories? How you do
that? Yeah, you want to hear Duppy stories and stories, but as you know, Duppy only work at night. So we buck them up in the day. In the day.
It's been a joy, always a joy to talk with you, Amina Blackwood Biggs. Thank you so much for joining us on both sides of the story. And we look forward to the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition.
Thank you so much, Dervan. Walk good.
You too. Take care. Listeners, there you go. Those who love to tell stories, those who think they have the gift of telling stories. In fact, the telling of stories in trying to reach people is perhaps a most compelling approach to take. And more power to those who have the gift of storytelling. But hey, if you can just tell a story, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have all that it takes to be a storyteller. And as you heard from Amina Blackwood Meeks, there are opportunities for some training, some general coaching. So you sharpen your technique. Yeah, why not? So we thank Amina Blackwood Meeks, storyteller, motivational speaker, workshop facilitator, college orator, Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, University of the West Indies, for joining us. And for more information, check the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library. You can ask for Sharna Edmondson at the Jamaica Library Service, Sharna Edmondson, and get more information on the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Library storytelling competition. How about that? Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Lennox Campbell on YouTube is asking, let's see, how is it in Jamaica? Most big businesses are owned and run by Chinese, Indians, and other people. Jamaicans have no chance. All the Jamaican banks are the same. Not sure how you would be able to arrive at that position unless you would have done some kind of a survey to suggest that most big businesses are owned and run by Chinese, Indians, and other people. A note, you said most big businesses. I don't, as far as the Chinese are concerned, they're mostly traders, mostly in the wholesale retail trade. The Indians, well, it's a mixed bag. They're in the trade as well, but also involved in some of those businesses in the tourism sector. Yes, that is true. The Chinese too, in some respects. But there are businesses in Jamaica, Black-owned businesses, and when you say Chinese and Indians as well, you ought to be mindful that there are Jamaicans of Chinese heritage or Indian descent. And so there's that element as well. In other words, you don't want to give the impression that these are all expatriates, whether Chinese expatriates or Indian expatriates. There are Jamaicans in this land of out of many one people who operate their own businesses. But there's more to be said on that. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
No one to keep me in hand.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4h16. 现在 TDN 了4点16分. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you're on holiday. We know it's the summer, but we also know that there are those of you who have been attending summer school to help to close that learning gap. And we trust that you have found these sessions to be quite fruitful and that you're doing some reading on your own, some studying on your own, some practicing on your own. We trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. Those of you sitting CSEC and CAPE exams, we hope you get the results that you work for. Nothing more, nothing less. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Right, one of the things we have done over the years, and we continue to do, not many people take advantage of it. If you listen to us when we start this program on a daily basis, we make it clear that we are in the business, not just through this program, but that just generally, I like to say, just generally speaking, this is what we do. We like to educate, to empower, to enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. That last one is critical. And we never say no to an entrepreneur who picks up the phone and calls us to say, hey, I have this business, I'm trying, I'm a young entrepreneur, and I would love people to know about my business. We have absolutely no problem in helping to give some support to our entrepreneurs. They are the backbone, especially our small or micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, but in particular the micro and the small. We have no reservations, no hesitation when it comes to allowing that platform, because we see that as our part, playing our part. And we do it for businesses in the diaspora as well. Jamaican businesses operating in the diaspora, we like to talk about them. so that Jamaicans who live in those areas will support those businesses. But we also always say we're not saying to anyone to go headlong into a customer relationship with these entrepreneurs. What we're saying is, as long as the quality is up there in terms of they're doing all the right things, they're above board, and they're applying themselves in as responsible as a way as possible. We're ready to help to tell those stories. But we recognize very few people take advantage of it, perhaps not paying attention to the essence of the introduction. Entrepreneurship, that's one of the things we push on this program, and we're always happy, excited, and anxious to speak with young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general on this program. It's part of what we do. So we look forward to more of you taking advantage of that opportunity, because we need to grow more. We need to have more homegrown businesses with Jamaican run businesses. And not just right here at home, but across the diaspora. That's what we want to, that's what we've been encouraging and supporting all these years. And that support will never stop. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We have tons of messages to clear, but let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I heard you talk early on that are calling on behalf of an old lady. The disability thing, she's asking if when she go to the doctor, is the doctor have to write a letter to her to bring there?
I would imagine there has to be an official document to say this person has been assessed and found to have this or that disability.
Okay.
I would imagine that would be a criteria. I mean, we shouldn't take it for granted that it's obvious. You can see if the person is blind or physically challenged, etc. So I think that would, but don't take my word for it. A phone call to the Jamaica Combined Disabilities Association would be a good place to start. Let's see if we can bring up the number for you. Are you able to write?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm.
Let's see. So it's the Combined Disabilities Association of, where did it go? Let's see. I thought we had it here. Jamaica. Is this one? Let's see. Let's check this one. Right. The Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. That's one of the, you could try this organization as well. Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. Let's bring up the contact information. You can call them at 876-968-8373. That's 876-968-8373.
Yes.
Somebody should be able to advise you as to what would be the next step for the person you are on whose behalf you are making this inquiry.
Okay, Mr. Malcolm. And you take care. You're doing a wonderful work. I hope the next elect you will be the next prime minister.
You're very kind.
All right.
Thanks for the call. I figured as much. The time difference is delaying my getting that additional information for you. That overseas link, because they're about 13 or 14 hours ahead of us. So sometimes it's a function of when I remember, and then when I remember, sometimes I realize it's midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning, their time.
Well,
So,
whenever you get to it,
yes.
Mr. Malcolm.
Right. I'll keep you posted because I have your number anyway.
Okay.
Right. All right. Take care.
Okay, Mr. Malcolm.
All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. All right. Let's clear our backlog of messages now. Quite a few. Let's finish with those on YouTube. Other messages. Henry Whittingham says, hello, Dervan. Top of the afternoon to you and your listeners. To you too, Henry Whittingham. Straight Shooter says, Courtney Thompson, what's this now? All you could dredge up is a politically unstable Nicaragua to help the cause of your incompetent and friendless government. So that's further to a question, a statement by Courtney Thompson earlier on. So the person who calls himself or herself Straight Shooter is hitting back. Natalie Winter says, reading makes a full man. If you can read, well, let me see. If you can read, you cannot communicate. I don't think that's what you meant, Natalie Winter. Perhaps you're trying to say, if you cannot read, you cannot communicate. But even then, that would not necessarily be so. There are different ways to communicate. But maybe you could fix your message, Natalie Winter, so we get the essence of what you're really saying, and then we can properly respond. Anston Douglas, good afternoon to you on Facebook Live. Violet White, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. All the very best. Blessings, says Violet White. Blessings to you too, Violet White. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's go to our text line, 876-365-3346. A few messages from Venus. Goodness, 1, 2, 3. Let's see how many of them we can share. Hello, Dervan. I listened to Nationwide the other day about the Israel and Palestine conflict. I found it interesting. No mention, though, was made of those Israeli kids who perished in their camp while attending the Olympics. I think 1973, someone or organized group went into their camp and blew them up. Never forgot it, or I'll never forget it. Was so tragic. Can you imagine? So Israel has to protect its people. Same, Venus. Well, all the leadership of the countries of the world have a duty to protect their citizens at home and abroad, actually. And they are free so to do. But you know what we always say on this program? It's universally accepted that people are free to do whatever they want to do and be whatever they want to be, as long as that freedom does not infringe on another person's freedom. There's no magic to it. It's straightforward, isn't it? Venus says, hi again. Hi, Dervan. Good afternoon. It is so disturbing to me why cars, SUVs are so expensive in Jamaica. It is a disgrace to pay near $2 million for a 2012 Vox. Don't talk about 1 and 2 year olds or 1 and 2 year old vehicles, you mean? It's like buying land or building a house. But you don't have to buy them, Venus. If you think those prices are exorbitant, just look the other way. Anyway, she goes on, a good car is a necessity. The ordinary people who worked hard their lives cannot buy a fairly new, decent vehicle. They have to buy old cars that fit to be returned to the dump for crushing. The government needs to reduce the tax so people like me who have worked hard their lives can change their vehicle at a reasonable price and not some old stuff. The people who make them not getting this sort of money for them like this government. Gosh, man, thanks, Venus. Venus, just buy what you can afford. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon in terms of the price. The governments all over the world try to make as much money as they can from vehicles and everything that come with owning a vehicles, owning vehicles, with everything that come with owning vehicles. And so you're not going to get away. You're not going to get away from that. Plus, of course, petroleum, gas. Usually, that's a prime target for taxes as well, etc. Not least of all here in Jamaica. So, unless you can get together with others who feel the way you do and build a strong lobby and maybe get together a petition, etc., and lobby, and see what comes out of that. And if you get help from someone, a member or members of the House of Representatives, to help to push your point, that would help.
Come one day, amen, I must come. Yeah.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:30. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:30. 现在几点了？4点30分。4:30 in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And we have another message from Venus. Venus says, hello again, Dervan. I am willing to take my vaccine, but I am waiting for the Pfizer. Can Dr. Tufton say when we will be acquiring this one? I prefer it. If not, I will be flying out to get it, which will be expensive to me, but my health and mind comfort are number one. Thanks, Venus. Thank you for your messages, Venus. Thank you. And this is a listener. Did we share this one? No, we did share this one already with the WhatsApp group responsible for monitoring the transmission output of stations in the group, not least of all this one. Right, look at all these messages. Goodness. And now here comes Miss Olive. Here comes Miss Olive, but we have to read a couple of these messages, Miss Olive. We have quite a number of messages, and they're backing up. They're piling up. Let's see. It's right. Andrew Cannon responded to a series of messages we got yesterday. Andrew Cannon of the National Water Commission. Let's see. Quickly. As we go through, let's go to this one. Tevin says, hey Dervan, good afternoon. Big up some people in Big Lane, Old Harbor. Or big up some people in Big Lane, Old Harbor. Big up Cassandra and her daughter Angel, all playing both sides of the story. Well, hello to the people of Big Lane in Old Harbor, Cassandra and her daughter Angel. All the very best. Thank you very much for tuning in to Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. Let's quickly go to another one. Patriotic Jamaican in New York says, as usual, Mr. Malcolm, Jamaica has to be at the bottom. The only country we can compete with is Haiti. Well, that's no competition, Patriotic Jamaican in New York. And Crocs in Black River says, greetings. Alas, it has happened again. And that's parodying the poem we recited yesterday. Alas, it has happened again. Another young man who dared to curse and disrespect the Prime Minister, the Most Honorable I'm not getting this piece here, Crocs. Hair, H-E-R, hair wholeness. I don't get it. You have to help me there. On social media, has been arrested and forced to apologize. I guess protecting the reputation and image of our dear leader is more important than arresting the person who murdered the man in the living room of a lawyer's house who does work for that same leader. We all say hail wholeness, and I think or heil. Oh, I think that's what he meant to write up top. So he is using a Nazi analogy here. And then he goes on to say, Mr. Malcolm, at least we know of one politician who could not be one of the two. Note that Dr. Phillips's declaration has been cleared and published as is mandated by law. That law also has a clause where the declarations of both the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition should be published at the same time, which did not occur in this case, since the declaration of the opposition leader for that period, Dr. Phillips, was published on its own. All we have to say to that, Crocs in Black River, is that there is a system, there is a process, and the Integrity Commission has the authority to act in that regard. We were talking earlier on about the situation with the two MPs who have the Integrity Commission have found to be in breach, and we have been saying that it cannot be that we have that situation and we're not able to know because of how that particular institution was set up and the process and so on. But we have to do better than that if we're serious about fighting corruption and improving governance in this country. And those who fail to do what they're supposed to do must face the full course of the law. As to the other part of your message, Crocs, in Black River, one thing following another is not necessarily an indication that one caused the other or one is connected to the other. So that I might take a picture, because from time to time people come to me to take pictures with them. And I have taken pictures with people all over the world, including in China. Now imagine if one of the people I took a picture with was accused of a crime, then is it fair to say that I am hugging up a murderer or someone implicated in a crime when that picture was taken some long time ago? And I mean, the person was just someone who wanted to take a picture. I'm just saying, Crocs in Black River. Well, you can respond. Let's go to Miss Olive. We still have a whole lot of messages, but Miss Olive has been waiting long enough, 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Miss Olive, good afternoon.
Yes, Dervan, good afternoon. Good afternoon, you hearing me?
Yes, good afternoon, Miss Olive.
Yes, I'm not going to be long. I was just talking, I'm just referring to that caller you had yesterday evening.
Your WhatsApp is your WhatsApp is not happening, Miss Olive. We lost what you said a while ago.
Sure. All right, let me call you right back.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Sorry about that. But WhatsApp has gotten really unstable. One wonders. One wonders if the telecoms companies in Jamaica, if it is possible for a telecoms company in Jamaica, just wondering out loud, if it is possible for a telecommunications company in Jamaica to destabilize a call being made over WhatsApp, or to negatively affect or impact a WhatsApp call. I'm just wondering. Just wondering out loud. Because WhatsApp has been quite useful and has made it quite easy for us to call wherever our people are in the world, which means less foreign calls, so to speak, as in less paid foreign calls. That's not to say you don't pay. Somebody pays for the WhatsApp call, whoever provides the Wi-Fi or whatever other internet service. But I'm just wondering out loud whether telecoms companies are able to interfere with WhatsApp calls or to cause WhatsApp calls, the quality to not be so good, so that people won't bother with WhatsApp calls, especially when they're overseas, but then, especially when the call is being placed overseas, but then just make direct foreign calls. I'm just wondering out loud. Yes, Miss Olive?
As you said, that is why I keep my international account. I top it up every month. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I top it up every month because I can't bother with the WhatsApp where you're talking to somebody and when you end up talking to yourself and the person can't hear you and you are hearing the person. It don't make no kind of sense. But it costs so much to make a local call if the person is not on the same like company
Service.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's Lime, it costs an arm and a leg. But anyway, back to the story I called about. This lady who called yesterday about this bank situation. Dervan, I was sick to my stomach. Why these banks have to put people through all this and they don't try to explain anything to the look how far the lady look the woman have our heart problem, Dervan, and it don't mean a thing. Sign this and sign that and sign that and just sign and nobody's explaining. That's why I don't have no account in no commercial bank. If I had my way, I would have made them close down all them commercial banks. Go to the Jamaica National and the billing societies, because them charge you how much money. So the man called the other day, he had $30,000 in his account, and him not doing the transaction for a couple of years. And when him check now to see how much money he have in the bank, them tell him I'm $500. The man nearly had a heart attack. Why are they doing this to us, Dervan? It is so unfair. What? The woman too black and too poor, now we shouldn't say black, too ordinary to have to collect $1 million in order to do her surgery, and they are going to put her through all this with no consideration that the woman have a heart problem, Dervan. I was so mad last night. I was so mad. It is so unreasonable. And I mean, it hurt me to the bone. Let me tell you, it hurt me to the bone to see what this poor, and she all the way out of town she live, and she have to take taxi to come in a town, and it don't mean a thing to them, Dervan. Explain to the lady, why she have to sign this, why she have to do this, or just sign it. The paper, they see the paper, they sign it. Come on, these cashiers are these people, them need to go find something else to do, because them can't even take care of animals. God forgive me to say it, but it's the truth. I'm so upset, Dervan. You can hear it in my voice. And I sit down, came home from the hospital for my appointment not too long ago. And I say, I have to get this thing off my chest. Have to get it off my chest. Because it is so wrong.
Well, as I said yesterday to the caller who called on behalf of the of the lady, that something is wrong with those people. Nothing is wrong with her.
No.
Because there are some people in this country who delight in closing doors, in some instances slamming doors. They delight in telling you no, can't do that, can't help you, can't this, cannot that, and find all kinds of reasons why this cannot be done, as opposed to, I mean, when people come to you, where is that spirit, that energy that says, how can I help you? All right.
That's right.
Yes. And seeking first to understand than to be understood.
understood.
So let me find
That's
out
right.
from you first. I am the customer service representative. Key term, customer service. So it's
That's right.
I must be the one to find out how can I help you? What's the problem, ma'am or sir? And the person speaks, and then you say, all right, so and so and so and so. Sorry about that. This is really why we have to do this, because when we do this, then you are able to access that, etc. But instead of what is so hard in that? Why do we have to be so cold and callous and
that is why I don't cut you. That is why, I have to give kudos to KPH customer service people. I am not saying that all of them are 100% clean, but the majority, because I have been around them for quite some time.
No, I mean, you can
So much
speak
so-
to your experience. One moment,
Yes,
please.
that's
One
what I'm
moment.
saying.
One moment, Miss Olive. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
Down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在几点了？5点14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Yes, Miss Olive, I was just making the point going to the break.
So I'm going to close quickly because I know you have maybe other callers. Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah, I was saying you didn't need the disclaimer when you were talking about KPH, the staff at KPH, because you were sharing your experience. Based on your experience, they have been very good to you and in terms of their general relationship, etc.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not only me, Dervan, as I was about to say, I've been around them and see for myself. Sometimes I have to calm down some of the people who come and they get so boisterous and I say, Miss, the lady, the customer service, she going to take care of something for another client. Would you please just wait right here? Some people think I work there because I try to help them as best I can. And I mean, some of them, I have not really come upon any of them that is really hostile, as I said, because they are at different areas. But the area that I am accustomed to, they try to go beyond the call of duty to help. And if some people cannot see what they are trying to do and thing, and you really get a little heated, I try to calm them down and okay, thank you, miss, thank you so much. And they appreciate my telling them that the officer just went outside to take care of somebody, another patient, so she'll be right back. And when I see her come, I say, here she comes. You understand? I'm just helping out. I don't have to do it, but I try. And that help them to be better members of staff. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But my heart goes to that lady yesterday, man. I tell you, I was so hurt last night. So hurt to see now all this woman got to go through her hard thing and she cannot get get the money because them put a stop order on the woman money. What? She was supposed to have so much money, Dervan. I'm gone.
All right. Take care,
Gone.
Miss
I'm
Olive.
just coming from my appointment at PPH a while ago, too.
Take it easy.
Okay, love. Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I was listening to you and Miss Olive there pertaining to the bank. I'm going to share my experience with my husband. I went to bury my mother last year. And while outside, they say you have to sit outside and they take name and give number. And I was out there like about almost 2 hours. When I finally get inside, what the woman was telling me, he wasn't sitting well with me, but she see that I was getting real upset. And she said one thing which kind of changed me up a little. She said, it's not me. That's what she said to me. It's not me. It's what them tell me to do, me have to do. Like I don't want to lose my job. So sometimes you can't blame them. It's the people who supervise them is the problem. But if people doing business with you, you have to learn to treat the people good so you keep them coming back. But I think some of the banks are chasing them.
It's not the what, it's the how. It's not the what, it's the how. You can be carrying out a painful exercise or a painful operation, but how you relate to the patient, maybe holding the patient's hand, etc., just demonstrating that you're a human being, just like the patient. I think that is what is missing. We're not very good at that, except in the hospitality sector. The hospitality sector and the BPO sector, those two sectors, we have some of the finest people relation officers, some of the very finest. So I don't know why that is so, but those two sectors, outside of those two sectors, then it's touch and go.
And the bank have a tendency when the line is long, that's when you have less cashier. I noticed that when the line is extra long, you have less cashier. And sometimes you have to talk to them. They don't even take the time out to explain to you. They just tell you one thing and they walk away and you've been standing there for nearly halfway for somebody come back to you. So I don't want to regulate the bank or in charge of the bank, but they need to make the people understand. Say, listen, without these people, the bank wouldn't be in existence. So you have to treat the people with respect.
You might want to shop around as well. These days you can open a bank account online. You don't have to go in physically. So maybe you could try opening an account at another bank and testing their level of hospitality and general customer service output.
Okay. Well,
yeah, in other words, when you come upon shoddy customer service, poor customer service, awful customer service, just go somewhere else. Depending on your situation, if you're able to, just find somewhere else and move on. They would have lost a customer.
Yeah, once they start losing, then they get the message. Hey, listen, what they do not breaking up.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I'm in class from early, but just now marking present on the roster. Or do you mean the register? Thank you very much, Cuban in Georgia, for your message. Hello to Angelia Christian in London, who is keeping in touch with us as usual. And let's see. Someone else is coming in here. Who is this now? That's... Courtney. Courtney was responding. So there's a a bit of a banter between Courtney and the listener on YouTube who goes by the moniker Straight Shooter. The facts are just that, Straight Shooter. The opposition leader is factually incorrect, and that's in reference to the numbers, the percentage. Jamaica being second to last in terms of the vaccination rate. Well, we have dealt with that already, so we're moving on. Lennox says hi there, and all the banks are the same. And Lennox uses a strong term here that they steal your money. Well, they can't steal your money. They perhaps can have system failures, and maybe people working with these banks who are actually stealing money, as we have seen a major case relatively recently. But there's, technically speaking, they can't do that. It's a bank we're talking about here, and they have to answer to the Bank of Jamaica and the financial, what's the name of that body? That's the financial, goodness. There's a, what's it called again? There's a division that deals with financial crimes or something like that. There's that as well. So it would be a discrepancy, and then you report the discrepancy, and the bank is supposed to address that. And there are other entities that you can go to if you're not satisfied with the service that you're getting or with the response of the bank to your issue. Rose McIntosh in London, good to have you on board. Thank you very much. All the very best. And we're just about getting ready to go. So let us thank you for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 27th of July, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm, reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong, but they're trying to keep me down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come, yeah. I've been trying a long time, but I can't make it. No one to keep me in helping hand. They only trying to keep me down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Oh, my people can't see. They try to take advantage of me. Better must come. Better must come, yeah. Better must come one day. Better must come. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been trying feel I can make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. It seems I have done something wrong, but they're trying to keep me down. Oh, God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come. They can't conquer me. Better must come one day. Better must come. Oh, better must come one day. Better must come. I better must come. Better must come. Better must come.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Good afternoon. I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines today, Tuesday, July 27, 2021. Doctors fuming after being placed in a holding cell following their court appearance for failing to file statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission. JLP Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence wants to be tried separately in the CMU Education Ministry corruption matter. MSME Alliance president says vaccinated Jamaicans should be given special privileges. CDC says vaccinated people in certain areas of the U.S. should resume wearing masks inside public spaces. In business news, Jamaica Chamber of Commerce members in agreement with the government's decision to tighten curfew hours. The discussion segment of Beyond the Headlines with Dion Jackson Miller comes up after this newscast. The news segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by Flow, connecting more communities to fiber-fast internet. Visit a Flow store to join Jamaica's
my best to stay in control of.